Brilliance Audio presents Wildflower Hart by Greene. Performed by Amanda Dolan. My father, Henry Lang, was the unofficial automotive and tire magnate of a large portion of the Mid-Atlantic. He devoted his life to his work, having started his business in one small corrugated metal building on the east side of Richmond and growing it across 3 states. He stood tall and dressed well. His words and his manner carried authority. Business suited his skills and talents. Objectivity and logic ruled his world. The nurturing of biological creatures like his only child, his daughter, me, he left to his wife, my mother. Mom was there for me. She did the best she could. I never doubted that. She was home when I was and always asked how my day had gone, what I'd learned, and whether I'd made new friends. Usually, a snack was waiting for me at the kitchen table. I'd sit with her, telling her stories about school, my teachers, and so on. She stared into the distance a lot, occasionally turning to me with a smile and touching my hand. I knew she wasn't always listening, but I told her about my day anyway. Sometimes truth, sometimes fiction, because I sensed that was what she wanted. If, when I came home, she was still wearing her nightgown and robe, I knew I'd be fixing supper. If she had dressed for the day, then she'd cook or call in pizza or something. Either way, we had that interval between school and supper together. It was our time. We lost her when I was 14. Lost? Euphemism alert. I chided my adult self. The truth was that one day I came home from school to find a piece of paper on the kitchen table. A coffee cup was set on top of it like a paperweight. No snack, no mom. A solitary dusty rosebud was in the coffee cup. The bud was crafted of wax. I knew where it came from. Mom had had a brief adventure as a contestant in a beauty contest when she was a teenager. She told me about it a few times, and had received a bouquet of red wax roses and a plastic crown. The roses had fascinated me. They looked real. Mom had explained that the appearance of perfection was what gave things away as false. It was odd to see that bud in the ceramic cup. I moved the cup aside and picked up the paper. It was a note in Mom's neat writing, wishing Dad and me well, saying in essence, "So sorry, Kara, to leave you and your father this way, but I don't belong in this life. Let your dad know I made my decision." I blinked, then refocused and read it again more slowly. My heart refused to accept the words. Nausea bent me in half as my stomach spasmed. I closed my eyes and fought it off. I outran it. I raced along the hallway to the garage door, yanked it open, and stood on the threshold. The interior was dim and empty. Her car was gone. I dashed back down the hallway, up the stairs, and into her bedroom. I pushed aside the closet door. The door rattled on its tracks as it slammed into the wall. Not all of her clothing was gone, but what was left was no longer so tightly squeezed together. Next, I pulled open the dresser drawers. It was the same. Items remained. Much was gone. She'd taken what mattered most and abandoned the rest, including me. It's okay, I told myself. There's been a misunderstanding. She'll be back any minute. She'll ask herself what she was thinking of to do such a thing, and she'll turn around. That overhead garage door was going to open. I'd hear the hum of its motor, and she'd emerge from her car, slightly embarrassed. She told me she had a moment, a big bad moment, but had shaken it off and seen how foolish she'd been, and had rushed back to me. She'd ask me to forgive her. She might even ask me not to tell my father. I would assure her that she was home again and all was well. There was good reason to believe she'd return because she'd left about a year before. She'd been gone for 2 days, returning with a silly excuse about getting lost. Or maybe she'd said being instead of getting. I was never sure.